Now we get to present the Linda Mantel Next Generation Women's Leadership Award to Dr. Adriana Bankston. Established in 2022, the award celebrates Dr. Mantel's legacy of service, generosity, and leadership within Sigma Xi and the research enterprise by recognizing the outstanding service and leadership potential of an early career scholar, researcher who identifies as a woman. The award requires demonstrable service and/or leadership in a Sigma Xi chapter or in another capacity within the society or scientific community and at least 3 years of active membership from the time of induction, including the year of award selection. Candidates must be nominated within 10 years of completing a doctoral degree. The biennial prize consists of a commemorative certificate, a $2,500 honorarium for use towards a leadership or professional development training opportunity, and a lifetime subscription to American Scientist. It's my unique pleasure to present this award to Dr. Bankston because I had the privilege of working with her at Sigma Xi last year while she served as Sigma Xi's Senior Fellow in Civic Science and Public Policy. She facilitated the engagement of scientists in policymaking. So I've seen the leadership that Adriana brings to a project, and it's quite impressive. For nearly a decade, Dr. Bankston has worked to nurture U.S. competitiveness in science and technology through several roles with universities, nonprofits, and scientific societies. She recently started a new role as the inaugural Congressional Policy Fellow sponsored by the American Society of Gene and Cell Therapy as part of the prestigious AAAS Science and Technology Policy Fellowships Program. Over the past year, she also contributed to policy entrepreneurship with the Federation of American Scientists to make the work of policymakers more impactful and to help realize the potential of landmark legislation by assisting the federal government in fostering innovation and U.S. competitiveness. Now, thanks to the Rita Allen Foundation, Sigma Xi was able to host Dr. Bankston and support her work as a Civic Science Fellow. So before we bring up Adriana to the stage, I'd like to welcome Anna Dulencin in the role of Programs and Partnerships at the Rita Allen Foundation to also share a few words.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Vernon. Good morning. It's a special pleasure to be here today to honor Dr. Adriana Bankston on behalf of the Rita Allen Foundation. I'm Anna Dulencin in the roles of Programs and Partnerships, and I'm so delighted to join you. I'm delighted to briefly share a little context of our relationship with Dr. Bankston as we honor her today. The Rita Allen Foundation invests in transformative ideas in their earliest stages to leverage their growth. This includes support of early career biomedical scholars and an innovative, collaborative Civic Science Fellows Program, now in its third cohort. This program empowers emerging leaders across a broad spectrum of backgrounds and knowledge, working to create transformative change in science with communities to expand frontiers and benefits. Rita Allen Foundation's president, Elizabeth Christofferson, was especially pleased to work with Dr. Vernon, Sigma Xi, and Dr. Bankston, who was a Civic Science Fellow, on several initiatives, including a special issue of Journal of Science Policy Governance, focusing on civic science as a tool for transformative policy solutions to societal challenges, and support Dr. Bankston's civic science project, Civico, an engagement platform connecting scientists with science policy opportunities. On behalf of the Rita Allen Foundation and civic science community, I'm pleased to offer special congratulations to Dr. Bankston and to invite you to join me in a warm round of applause for her achievements. Thank you.
Hey, one last thing. We have the pleasure of Linda Mantel being a very active member of the society and being supportive of this award, and in fact, providing a nice, generous gift that established it. And so we reached out to her for a few remarks in this presentation. And although she can't be with us today, she's cheering you on, Adriana. I regret not being with you all today, and I'm so pleased to have Dr. Adriana Bankston accept the Mantel Award for Women's Leadership. Her extensive experience in the policy and research advocacy world represent an important sector of the scientific community. Her upcoming work as the inaugural Congressional Policy Fellow sponsored by the American Society of Gene and Cell Therapy for AAAS will be of great value in our upcoming political climate. We wish her all the best. Dr. Adriana Bankston, please come accept your award. And here's your check.
Right. Thank you, everyone. So I'll be speaking to you today in a personal capacity since I currently work in Congress, so I have to make that remark at the beginning. We'll be talking about my personal views today, but I really want to thank Sigma Xi and everyone involved in the award selection process for this incredible honor. I'm deeply humbled to receive the Linda Mantel Award for contributions to the research enterprise. And as you can see, I don't have any slides today, which may be a refresher. This award and my work has been really more abstract since I've been away from the lab for a number of years. But I want to challenge you to think about the culture of science today and how you all contribute to it. And I also work on really high-level questions around research, so I'll be bringing up some of those today. And thank you to Jamie Vernon, who's been really a fantastic collaborator over the years. And it's great to be here with all of you to celebrate the future of research in this country, and more importantly, to see the future in this room right in front of us. But I want to speak particularly to the young scientists in the room today, and I'll come back to this point too. Personally, I wouldn't be here today without many of the mentors that I've had in research and policy, some of whom are here and maybe watching online. And they really challenged me to become better at every step during my career. So I want to emphasize how important supervisors and also peer mentors and your peer mentors are to your careers and your colleagues as well. So this award is not just for me, it's really for everyone who supported my efforts to push research forward and make it better throughout my career, and also for future generations that I hope to inspire today as I'm saying a few words in the next few minutes. I do want to mention also, I was really impressed by Linda Mantel's outreach once I received the award, and she took the time to send remarks. Clearly, we need to encourage more women in scientific leadership. So thank you to Linda for her impressive work in supporting research. Related to that, I was lucky enough to be mentored by a female faculty in graduate schools as I was thinking through the remarks for today. That really stuck with me in terms of the difference that female role models can make in research, both in my career and for all of you as well, hopefully. But I'm somebody who believes that passion can go a long way and that we should not be afraid to break new ground, and that's where innovation is. And all of you in this room are innovators in your own right. So don't let anyone tell you that you can't do something because someone else couldn't do it before you. Try it for yourself. You could be the first one to discover something unique and help solve some of the greatest problems and challenges of our time. So to the young generation here, the future is in your hands, and I hope that you feel inspired and not intimidated by that idea. Now, I want to tell you a little bit about my career story. So I'm an immigrant. I grew up in a family of scientists and have always understood the importance of scientific research to some extent, but never dreamed that I could actually influence it. My career progressed from the bench into publishing on academic topics, to advocating for research funding and good policy for future generations, and to supporting research through my current role in the U.S. Congress. Each step along this journey was unanticipated and has seemed like an unattainable dream, and yet here I am now. I say this to inspire you to go after your dreams because you might just reach them. And make sure you lift up others as you go, because we all need that, especially as we collectively work towards a cause greater than ourselves. And of course, one such cause that's served in my career is to push the boundaries of what's possible in research. And my journey has been driven by the desire to make an impact on the future of science at each stage, and I believe it's critical to diversify STEM and ensure that everyone can participate. Now, throughout my career, I found myself in spaces where I didn't feel I belonged. I was often the smallest person in the room, but I want to remind you that you have a voice and not to let anything intimidate you because you deserve to be there. And I believe that one person can make a difference. So I want to encourage you to find a cause that drives you and how you want to impact the world. For me, it's always been about supporting the future of STEM, which means U.S. leadership in research, both domestic and foreign-born scientists, and maintaining international scientific collaborations with other nations, which, as I said, is a large question that we're trying to answer. It's not an easy balance to strike, but I want to emphasize that science is a global endeavor, and we need to broaden participation and have a collective mindset. And when we think about the importance of research in our everyday lives, these broader impacts are something we need to emphasize to the scientific community, to the general public, and to our lawmakers, the idea that science impacts all of us, but also that we have the power to influence it. More broadly, thinking about research, I believe that we need to support scientific research in order to retain the best talent and enable the next generation to tackle some of the most important challenges of our time, and also be able to anticipate new areas that we can't even imagine today, but which likely solutions have potentially already been devised for, such as AI, quantum areas related to climate change, manufacturing, biotech, and so on. So how do we support research? Again, very broadly, of course, primarily through research funding, continued investments in basic and translational research. But in addition to funding, we need to ensure that we're mentoring young scientists and providing them with positive research environments where they can excel, and that we continue to support diversity in our research enterprise. And that is still something that we are lacking in as a nation, but getting better. And these principles are fundamental to building a robust research ecosystem in itself, where the most promising talent can contribute significantly. And it is only with this, having a robust research ecosystem foundation, that we can move forward and think about how research advances our nation to maintain competitiveness. So if you heard Marcia McNutt's talk at the National Academies, if you haven't, you should watch it, a few months ago. We are on the way to no longer being leaders in science and are starting to lose valuable talent to other nations. Some of this is due to barriers in immigration or visa-related issues preventing foreign-born talent from being recruited and retrained in U.S. universities or our national labs. And we also are not reaching scientific talent in certain parts of the country, such as rural areas, low income, and particular types of institutions as well, like HBCUs and MSIs and so on. So this is an important problem to tackle in order to expand opportunities for research innovation across the country, which the federal government is working on, and both Congress as well as the agencies. And the government can convene multiple players that have important conversations, hopefully with tangible outcomes and metrics. So we'll talk a little bit about this in a few sessions today. And many players can play a role here. So universities, national labs, scientific societies, think tanks, and other organizations that are invested in the research ecosystem to help advance U.S. leadership and global scientific collaboration. And based on the speech by Marcia McNutt, that requires a national research strategy that I would argue we should all think about and contribute to. And we need to strengthen partnerships between these various players so that we can move forward as a nation in a unified front. In addition to this collective endeavor, we also need to strengthen each sector individually through federal investments, infrastructure, and developing a highly skilled STEM workforce that can advance our economy. These collaborative efforts to drive research innovation across the nation and in our local communities will be critical for enacting legislative initiative put forth by Congress, which is often where high-level ideas are born. And in the current political climate, and really regardless of your political beliefs, investing in research in all sense of the word and in a sustained fashion remains critical to our nation's innovation landscape. And that requires supporting and empowering a robust and diverse STEM workforce to help us tackle important global challenges. So I mentioned women in STEM, foreign-born scientists, and all of those that traditionally have fewer opportunities. So I look forward to having additional conversations on this topic throughout the conference and also in future forums. And in closing, and to bring this back to the young people in the audience, we need you now more than ever. You're the future and our nation depends on you. So lean on your peers and mentors who can help and step forward with your best ideas, and we look forward to seeing them. So I want to dedicate this award to the next generation and to everyone in this room and who's watching, who continues to support the future of research in this country through education, policy, advocacy, enabling the United States to innovate and compete in science and technology on a global scale. And that includes educators that we often forget, but they're providing critical training to the future of STEM, including emerging scientific fields, to build a highly skilled workforce. So thank you again for this award, and I look forward to our continued work together to create a better society driven by research, innovation, and scientific evidence. So thank you very much.
Are there any questions, Dr. Bankston?